The dating game killer, whose real name was Rodney James Alcala, was a convicted American serial killer and sex offender. Born on August 23, 1943 in San Antonio, Texas, Alcala grew up with a troubled childhood, marked by his father's absence and his mother's frequent hospitalizations. Despite his turbulent upbringing, he exhibited intelligence and artistic talents from an early age. In his late teens, Alcala joined the U.S. Army, but was discharged after a brief period due to mental health issues. He then attended college briefly before embarking on a disturbing and deadly criminal path. Alcala's criminal activities began in the late 1960s, primarily targeting young women and teenage girls. He was adept at charming his victims, often using his skills as a photographer or a talent scout to gain their trust. This facade allowed him to lure them into secluded areas, where he would brutally assault and murder them. The extent of Alcala's crimes remains uncertain, but he is believed to have been responsible for the deaths of at least 8 women. Some estimates suggest that the actual number of victims could be much higher. Additionally, he was suspected of committing sexual assaults and other violent crimes against numerous individuals. His first known murder occurred in 1968 when he killed an 8-year-old girl named Tali Shapiro in Los Angeles. He kidnapped her, brutally assaulted her, and left her for dead. Miraculously, Shapiro survived, but Alcala escaped capture. In the early 1970s, Alcala's killing spree intensified. He targeted young women throughout California, using various methods to lure them into his clutches. Sometimes he would offer them rides or offer photography sessions to aspiring models. He was adept at manipulating his victims, earning their trust before subjecting them to horrific violence. One of Alcala's most notorious crimes occurred in 1977 when he murdered 12-year-old Robin Samsoe. Her disappearance prompted an intense police investigation, leading to Alcala's arrest in 1979. During a search of his apartment, authorities found evidence linking him to multiple murders, including photographs of numerous young women and children. Alcala's trial for the murder of Robin Samsoe began in 1980. The case drew significant media attention due to Alcala's appearance on the television show The Dating Game in 1978. While being an active serial killer, Alcala had managed to participate in the show as a contestant, presenting a charming and charismatic persona to the public. Despite his efforts to represent himself during the trial and undermine the prosecution's case, Alcala was convicted and sentenced to death in 1980. However, his sentence was overturned twice, leading to multiple retrials over the years. During his time in prison, Alcala continued to be investigated for additional murders. He was eventually charged with the murders of Jill Barkham, Georgia Wixted, Charlotte Lamb, and Jill Parenteau, all of whom were killed in the late 1970s. In 2010, he was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder in California and sentenced to death. In 2013, Alcala was extradited to New York to stand trial for the murder of 23-year-old Ellen Jane Hover, whose body was found in 1978. He was convicted of her murder, bringing justice to another victim's family. Rodney Alcala's true victim count remains unknown, as he is suspected of committing many other crimes that were never conclusively linked to him. Despite the gruesome nature of his crimes, he often displayed a calm and cold demeanor, making him even more terrifying to his victims and their families. The case of the dating game killer serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers of trusting strangers and the importance of thorough investigations in unsolved crimes. Rodney James Alcala's manipulation and deceit allowed him to prey on innocent young women, leaving a trail of tragedy in his wake. His chilling appearance on The Dating Game, while being an active serial killer, added to the mystique surrounding his heinous crimes. Ultimately, the investigation and prosecution of the dating game killer stand as a testament to the determination of law enforcement to seek justice for the victims and their loved ones. Thank you for delving into the darkest corners of humanity with us. If you found this true crime story intriguing, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more chilling tales. Your interest and support keep us going on this journey of uncovering the truth behind these heinous acts. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. Until our next investigation, stay vigilant and stay safe. Thank you for being a part of our true crime community.